Good day, good day. Like I said, welcome everybody to the community meeting. Today with me, I have Josie, the owner of Amaretto, TM, and Lex, our dynamic scripting duo. So hopefully we can answer any question you have. This meeting happens every month, and it's always the last Tuesday of the month at 1 p.m. No matter what I say, always the last. Um, so what I like to do is go over some things that we have going on, some things we need to talk about, and then I open up the floor for discussion. I have a lot of things that I want to talk to you about today, and good thing for me, I wrote them all down so I don't forget any of them. I never know, Neil. I never know. Let's talk a minute just about qualifiers. Qualifiers this month was breed 2 horses, one with the Diamond Dazzle saddle and one with the Gem Crown Onyx for your chance to get a... Anybody know? Onyx Dazzle. Lamia's got a picture, and it is gorgeous. Now, that Onyx Dazzle horse does not have the ability to pass its coat, but it can pass the Onyx Dazzle eye and saddle. So there is that. This month's qualifiers for horses, the entire month of August, anytime you breed together 2 painted Clydesdales. I don't care if you breed the same 2 painted Clydesdale coats together, different ones, any 2 painted Clydesdales. Now, that does not include any crazed or craved or any of that stuff, only the ones that are listed under painted Clydesdale on the wiki. I can get that link for you guys. But that is for the month of August, and everybody knows that that doesn't start until noon on the 1st, right? Noon on the 1st. And here is your link to the painted Clydesdales. So you guys, only the black, brown, cream, gold, red, and silver painted Clydesdales will work. Okay. Now we have a lot of other breeding challenges that are still ongoing. The peafowls have 2. Anytime you breed an ochre eye to a viridescent eye, you could get a surprise, which is the, who knows? Anybody? Splatter eyes. That is correct. So that's how you make splatter eyes. Now, I did add those to the wiki this morning. So if you have not had a chance to check out those eyes, they're super, super cute. There is a list of them there for you. The second peafowl breeding challenge that you have is anytime you breed an Indian peafowl or midnight or an Indian peafowl white to each other, you could get that Java Kelly, which is a gorgeous peafowl. For the horses, we also have another breeding challenge. It's anytime you breed 2 horses with a loony leg juicy fruit together, you could get a surprise. And I have actually oops, added that to the wiki as well. It is the Aura Juicy Fruit. How many of you guys have gotten the Aura Juicy Fruit? Kelly's pounding. Crystal got it. So Rocky says no. We obviously need some more time on that Aura then. Okay. Next breeding challenge is the ponies. There are currently 3 breeding challenges for the ponies. It's breed 2 ponies with chronic bandanas together, breed together a Carolina wing and a punch wing, and breed together 2 bloody face markings. So for my pony breeders, you got 3 different things you can try for. The canine breeders also have a breeding challenge. They have several tag challenges, right? So a tag paw cherry and a tag paw lemon, breed that together. A tag bone cherry and a tag bone lemon, breed those together. A tag flower cherry and a tag flower lemon. A tag heart berry and a tag heart grape. And a tag starberry and a tag star lemon. Has anybody seen anything come from those breedings, my canine breeders? No? All right. Well, we obviously need some more time on those then. Tags. Ducks as well have a breeding challenge. Anytime you breed 2 rubber ducks together, you could get a surprise. That's that sunlit harlequin. So I think the only one that I don't have a breeding challenge for is chickens. And I will be coming up with something for my chicken breeders. But I think all the others breeding challenges are still ongoing. I don't think everybody's got the splatter eyes. Obviously, not everybody had the juicy fruit aura. Um, and yeah, so we'll keep those going. There are some questions that I have for you guys that I want to discuss just for a minute, and I still have some more announcements, so I'm going to try to keep you guys on topic. I would like to know our birthday is on September 1st with a party. So I want you guys to keep your eyes out and open for your invitation to the Amaretto prom. This year's birthday theme is prom. And I thought because our theme is prom that it would be really, really cute to have a special contest. We're going to have a contest and it's going to be for a great prize. If you can capture you asking your Amaretto sweetheart to the Amaretto prom in a photo, and you drop that photo in the camera at the main store, we're going to pick a winner. We're going to give them a prize and we're going to post it everywhere. How cute is that? I know you guys have seen on social media those really cute prom proposals, I guess is what they're called. Um, so I thought that would be super cute if we did a promposal. There you go. Thank you, Anna. Yeah, I want you to photograph your promposal and drop it in the camera at the main store, and we're gonna pick a winner. Search for a date. If you need to take yourself, you can capture your promposal to your favorite horse. I don't know. All right. So there's that. We did currently, or not currently, we just had the one of a kind auction. I feel like it was a great success, but I want to know what you guys thought. What did you guys think of the one of a kinds that were sold? And what did you guys think of the whole week? We had Rebel Yell, we had John Rocky, we had fishing, we did a lot of really cool stuff. Any feedback on the Festival of the Gods that you guys want to give me? Dionysus was the prettiest one of a kind ever. Oh, everybody loved those peafowls. They really, really did. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Neil. Great to see new peafowls. All right. Um, so that's the second Festival of the Gods we've had. I think it was a lot of fun. Uh, let's talk about gotchas, right? We did just release Amaretto gotchas, re-release and release Amaretto gotchas again, because Second Life changed their mind and said, "Hey guys, just kidding. We'll let you have gotchas again." So what we did is we brought a little old and we put it with a little new, and that's what you guys got, right? So the new 2018 Gotcha Edition horses, they may look the same, but they have an added twist that you guys are going to have to breed to find out what it is, okay? So, and the 2025 Gotcha Edition animals, those are all brand new, and they are really packing a punch with new surprises as well. So I want to know which was your favorite Gotcha? The Toxic Mirage. All right. That is it's like purpley green. I've been slowly adding those to the wiki. I think I made it all the way through ponies. Guys, I've really been trying hard to keep the wiki updated for you guys. But there you go. There's a peek at them. I can't tell you everything they're passing, boobs. You know that. Your favorite is still the Callisto. All right. How many of you guys did you buy both or did you buy just one? Did you buy just the 2025 or did you buy the 2018 too? Did you guys buy both? Awesome. Okay. So we talked a little bit about the Amaretto prom. What are some ways that you guys would like to celebrate Amaretto's, I can't believe I'm saying this, 15th birthday? Can you believe we've been doing this for 15 years? That's a long time. I was once young and a spring chicken, and now I'm not. Quinceanera. Free nighttime nightmare charm Clydesdales for all in attendance. Are there any performers that you guys really like that you'd like to see? I mean, we've had so many great performers in the 15 years that we've been doing parties. Anyone country based? Okay. I will sing happy birthday to you anytime, anywhere. UB40. All right. I will give you a hint. I will give you guys a hint. Rebel Yell will be at our birthday. They've been at most of our birthdays. Aussie covers. John Rocky did sing some Aussie while he was there. And I know when I was DJing, I played some Aussie. Yeah. Yeah, I really like him. All right. Did everybody go pick up their brand new market tag? All right. So there was an issue with the older tags being lost on a sim restart. So the new tags do not have this issue. So not that you have to go back if you've already added, half of your breeding stock to a market tag. You don't have to go replace them with new tags. Just delete the tag that's in your inventory, go grab a new one. So moving forward, you'll be using the new tag. All right. I do have something else that I want to mention. This is super, super like it's why I was late getting over here. I was having a meeting with all the official market and all the official auctioneers because we have some official auctions that aren't markets. But I just came from a meeting with them where we were talking about lots of ideas. We were discussing the guidelines and kind of some things that are going on in their sims and things like that. The biggest thing that the market owners and the auctioneers were telling me was that there's a lot of bullying over pricing going on. Guys, I got to tell you that bullying is the worst thing ever. If you've never been bullied in your life, then you don't know. But if you ever have, you know what that feels like. And that's super shitty, guys. Super shitty. So I don't want to hear about Amaretto breeders, people in our community bullying each other. Um, so especially over something as pricing for a horse or for an animal, if you don't like somebody's price or you think their price is too low, the first thing you need to do is be like, "Hey man, you know what you got over there? You got a 10K horse sitting over there for 2K. I don't know if you know, but let me tell you. That should be your first approach. Not, oh my God, what are you selling this for? Oh, da, 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 da. I'm gonna, da, da, you're the worst breeder. None of that crap, guys. And so after talking with all the market owners, we came up with an idea. You guys aren't gonna like it, and you guys can call me the big blue meanie. That's fine. Um, but if you're bullying people at an official market or an official auction, and that market owner comes to you or that auctioneer comes to you and says, "Hey, don't be doing that stuff over here. I don't want that kind of stuff over here." And you don't listen, go to a different auction house if you don't like what's going on there. If they come to me and they say, "Hey, you know what? Dorian is bullying everybody at my auction." I have gotten a commitment from every official market and auction house that we will ban unanimously across the board people who want to continue to behave this way. So if you thought it doesn't matter what I do at Nest Egg because I can go to Sirens, What happens when you can't go to Sirens and you can't go to Sweet Flowers and you can't go to Gonzaga and you can't go here? Um, that's just that's how it's going to be if you're bullying people. That's not okay. Bullying is not okay. And who made you the price police anyways? All right. The second thing that we talked about at the market meeting, who decides what bullying is? Um, a good rule of thumb is if you wouldn't want somebody to say it or do it to you, don't do it to someone else, right? I mean, that's pretty reasonable, I think. Um, and guys, this is not just going to be like, oh my gosh, I got banned from everywhere out of nowhere. No, you're going to have a conversation with the market owner. You're going to already have had a conversation with me. It's not something you need to be worried about. This is not a hair trigger kind of situation. This is going to be, no, your price seems too low is not bullying. Your price is too low and I'm going to tell everybody I can that you're a market killer and I'm going to get you banned from Sirens and I'm going to get you kicked out of Nest Egg. That's bullying right there. Um, that's what I think. What is your point, Boobs? Because I don't want to miss it. There's a lot of people who get pushback for making comments. Well, I've always told you guys, if you can be respectful to me, I can be respectful to you, even if we don't agree. You can come at me and tell me that Amaretto is the worst breedable in the world, but if you do it in a respectful way, I'm going to respect you back, right? So there's that. Um, so another thing that the market owners discussed is minimum pricing on limited editions. Is that they were, I guess, getting a lot of feedback from you guys, the patrons, that if an LE is 45 days old, there's no way that they can sell that for 1K. And that's the guideline right now. Because in 45 days, Amaretto could have a new LE out, or the trade is out or whatever. So they proposed an amendment, and I support this and want to get some feedback from you guys that a minimum price for limited editions that are not of the current year abide by the 1K, and 1K for horses, 300 for all their animals. But if it is for a limited edition that came out in the current year, that it could just go by the 100 Linden minimum and the 500 Linden minimum at auction. How do you guys feel about that? Devalues it? Yeah, so it's like if an LE has came out, if it's a 2025 LE, the minimum would be the regular minimum for Amaretto horses. It would not have to abide by the 1K rule because, yeah, it's not that it's breedable, it's that when it's 45 days old, nobody's going to be buying your 45-day-old LE at 1K. That's what the minimum currently was. So it would be like this. And this is what, like I said, this is the feedback that the auctioneers and the market owners were giving me from what you guys were saying. Yeah. You torn on this topic? Well, let me just address this real quick. I am a reasonable adult. I know the difference between a comment and bullying. Hopefully, you are a reasonable adult. You know the difference between a comment and bullying. So we don't even have to discuss that because the only person who is going to initiate such a global ban would be myself. Okay. So it's not going to be just some, like I said, willy nilly thing. We'll make people not buy LEs and we'll wait for the price dump. Hurts the brand. I would never sell any less LE less than I paid. And I think people buy LEs for two reasons. One, they want the surprise. Two, they think it's a really cool looking animal. I believe that. So let's just take a vote, because this is democracy here. Put a one in chat if you like the amendment to the guideline. Put a two if you don't. We'll just go from there. Okay. I'm definitely seeing more ones. So what we may do is just try this out and try it out for a month or two and see how it goes, right? We can always change it. Like I said, the guidelines that we have are not what I think they should be or what Ava wants or what Josie wants. It's what the community wants, and it's there to protect you guys. So, but changing it to 500 does mean you have to sell at 500. That's true. Um, all right. Don't forget, an official market does not like they could keep the minimum price. Yeah. Each place has their own rules. Like, yeah. Um, all right. So, like I said before, I see
That is fucking.
Well, this one
That's
seems to work.
literally raining everybody.
Are you laughing because everybody's teleporting in everybody's head?
Yeah,
Holy
you're
cow.
literally raining people. That was funny.
Naked people.
All
Woo! Cover your
right.
eyes. Cover your eyes.
I'm
It's
not
gonna be good
moving.
on the video. Don't worry.
All right. Let me pull my notes back up. Abraham was asking a question.
Yes. So I could be wrong, right? I don't know if this was the case, but I think what should be clarified when it comes to this kind of rewrite with the LEs, is making it clear that any horse, or um, other limited edition that is not of the current year would, of course, go for the minimum of 1K or more. The idea is that any horse, we'll just stick with the horses, um, any horse of the current year, so right now we're in 2025, any LE we get this year would go for a minimum of 800 lindens, but this is what we're talking about in official markets, just so you guys are aware.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
correct.
I
So,
didn't want people to get confused and think that what we mean is um, that during the current year those LEs would go for like the 500 lindens or anything like that. Of course, unless you're in an unofficial market, then
all
it's
bets are off.
right. All bets are off. But and it's always been like that. But that they would go for our 800, like kind of like we talk about. That's what we sell them for when they're still available in the store. The only difference is that now it will be a matter of during the current year until the following year. Then that horse would then become 1,000 linden.
Right. Does that cleared up? I may have said that wrong.
Um, I think we should say limited editions which are not retired, which are not retired by now, um, starting from the point of release, um, 100 days after release, should be able to price lower than 1,000 lindens, and every horse after that, 1,000 lindens, maybe.
Yeah, and another distinction that we had talked about at the market owners meeting is that this would not include gotchas. Because I know there's some of you guys out here sitting with 50 common bundles in your inventory. So that gotchas would be something completely separate. Yeah. So, Kat, did that change your opinion at all? And who else? Lamia? Who else was it to? All my twos? You were, of
It
course you were,
was.
Lamia.
Mhm.
All right. So I am planning to meet with the official market owners and auctioneers again and continue the open dialogue to kind of hone in on some things just to make things better for you guys. So if there's things that you want to see, please go, if you're at Sirens every day, get in Dre's box and let her know and be like, "Hey Dre, this is what I think. Take this to the market owners." Or, if you go to Benny's every day, say, "Hey Benny, I want you to take this to the market owners." Because really like the more input, the more brain power, the better. So now that I think that was all of my announcements. I do have some exciting news that I'll announce at the end, but I'd like to open up the forum for just let's just talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. If you're having a problem, if you have an issue, you have a complaint, you have a attaboy, we take them all. And guys, please feel free to mic up while we can or type, whichever one you like. Oh, one other question. I forgot. I had a really important one too, and it was on my notes and I totally skipped over it. I would like to know how many of you guys have raced your Amaretto horse.
Me.
How many how would you guys or what would you guys like to see as far as racing your Amaretto horses go? To make it easier, to make it more fun. I know that there's people that came over here from another breedable who have told me
Mm-hmm.
the only reason they bred the other animals was because the racing features
A
that they
rice.
had.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to know any feedback, any ideas, any suggestions that you guys have with racing. Well, you don't even have to train them, right? I mean, you can go find an SS bundle pretty easily and fairly priced, which is the highest.
Amma,
Highest.
on that racing point,
Mhm.
I was
Sure.
actually part of ABC at the beginning. Um, the only reason their racing worked was because it was organised and official. If it becomes willy nilly, there were issues with it. So it'd have to be some kind of proper organised official thing, almost like the official markets.
I I completely understand what you're saying, and these would be amaretto races or
Yeah.
rodeo or whatever we want to do. I mean, we were discussing things as a team earlier, and somebody even brought up, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if we could joust on our horses?" I'm not saying you guys are getting jousting. I'm just saying these are some kind of ideas that we had. So do
So
you guys have any ideas?
I I actually, obviously there's only so much right now. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, my phone is like blowing up. Um, there's only so much you can do right now with the current horses we do have. But something I actually talked, I think I talked about this with Reese about a week ago or something like that. I know that eventually you guys will come out with the horse update, and you've been talking about Animesh and on this, that, and the other. I actually thought an idea that would be cool when it comes to the racing for the new horses that will come out in the update is, when we look at the dragons, if you want to use your dragon for fighting, what do you have to do? Well, when it's a baby, you have to train it, and there's specific things you have to use to train it for a certain skill set. I think that there could be some idea behind that, that when you birth a horse, there's some concept of um, training the horse for racing when it becomes an adult. Granted, now that's something clearly down the line for whenever you guys do, right, special racing traits that you have to train when they're a baby. I think that would be a really cool idea for the horse update. Um, so I just thought I'd share that.
Thank you. Anyone else? I beg you not to add anything until after the K9 update. Um, what did Benny say? Shoot, I didn't see Benny. What did you say before that? Oh, about the draw distance?
Yeah, so if you have a racetrack with corners and stuff like that, right? And you have two racers, both with a double S horse. The one who is having the lower draw distance is going to move faster than the other one. That is just how SL works, sadly.
We need
At
more
least
wild
that is
hair.
from my experience, and I tested it some years ago. Maybe that changed, but yeah, it was so back in the day.
Yeah, I remember the racing that we did back in the day. Like we had a double S race. So to enter that race, all horses were of the same class. So everybody was on an even playing field.
That's how
It's
we did it with IMOC racing too. It
yeah.
it was by class.
How many of you guys are interested in racing your horse? Let's start there. And be honest. I'm not talking about training. I'm not talking about any of this. How many of you guys, if you could enter an Amaretto race tomorrow, jump on your horse and race, you would?
I would.
Okay. So my takeaways are, yeah, we like racing. No, we don't want to spend a lifetime training. Um, you get yelled at when you put a horse on for riding. I would buy one too, Benny. That's just me being honest.
I saved all my bundles with
And
racing.
and things like that. That's what drives the market because there's people like Mammy said, she saved her SS bundle for people like me who's just going to go out and buy one. So, yeah. All right. So we would want official races, right? We don't want to spend a lot of time training. There used to be Sims back in the day where you could ride trails with your Amaretto horses. Yeah, I remember those. I think there's still some places in Second Life for horse riding. Like in real life, you would buy it ready to start. Me too, Liv. Me too. Okay. Well, I just wanted a little feedback on racing. Now I'm going to open it up so we can talk about everything you guys want to talk about. Aaron wants more wild hairs. Boob wants a canine update tomorrow. What else you guys got for me? Lamia wants a 25-pack healing kit. What else you guys got for me?
Peacocks, because I love the birds, but especially the peacocks, and because people are so having fun with peacocks. We have a lot of people still breeding the peacocks. Um, maybe the challenge shouldn't take so long. You know what I mean? I know, and I understand why you stopped doing qualifying breeding for the birds because of the chickens and the ducks that people were not breeding. But for the peafowls, people are actually
Well, let me ask this. Are you guys ready to do away with the Java Kelly
yes,
challenge?
yes.
Can I get a one for yeses? Okay, well, that's simple. We'll end that and we'll start a new one. And that'll kill two birds with one stone.
Good.
Please remove the note cards from the food packs. When I buy 100, you're getting four note cards, four landmarks, and your inventory is full of that. That's the first thing I do when I unpack an amaretto
Delete.
anything is I delete the note cards and the
Delete.
landmark. Uh, the thing is that there are new breeders and they need those note cards, and we want everyone to have instructions, and we want people to know where to go, and so that's why they're there. And the note cards are on the wiki. So, but like I said, if you were brand new and you bought a box of food and you didn't know what the heck you got, you'd want to know. A huge sign, a huge info sign. New exotic birds, ponies, and canines. I think it's a great idea, boobs. Um, most people don't read them. In fact, when I buy something in Second Life and it may be like something scripted I should read the instructions on, I ain't reading it unless I just can't get it to work, right? It's kind of like reading instructions to build something. You deleted like 300 landmarks from every store? Yes, yes. I have to do that to keep my inventory clean. Peacocked exotics would be the charmed version of a peafowl. So, and yes, there are plans for exotic peafowls. Well, it's kind of like, you guys know the story, right? Of the McDonald's coffee cup saying caution, contents hot, right? Does everybody need to see that? No, but it's there. I wish that Second Life would give us the ability to find duplicate items in our inventory in a simpler way. That would be super awesome. Mini Mystiques, mini albino Mystiques, and also any new colors of minis. All right. I hear you, Lamia. I hear you.
I think
Anybody?
Lamia is ready for ponies.
Yeah. Is anybody having any issues with their horses eating, breeding? I will tell you the number one ticket that I still get, and I say this at every community meeting, it's the mothers in recovery, and I don't have a bundle. My peafow's in recovery and I didn't get an egg. Guys, you have to be vigilant. Unless your land is just open res, things have to be in the land group. That if you're renting over at Sirens, it's got to be in the Sirens group. If you're over at Benny's, it's got to be in the Sweet Flowers group. If if it's not, you're never going to get your bundle. And prims do have to be available. I don't see people running out of prims as often as I see. I have no idea why I didn't get a bundle. Um,
I I've been having that issue with some of my patrons because there is no pairing on the peacocks, right? So
Mhm.
birds now do not have pairing, right?
Correct.
So I had to teach them how to do the breeding and mating with the group only. Okay, and that is something that they can use with the uh, uh, but some of them don't have big platforms, let's put it this way. So doing just with range sometimes it doesn't work for them. So we need we have the group. I taught them how to do the group, but what they don't know is that if on their land the group doesn't have the right powers, which is on property powers. On the group, the land group needs to be ticked as in entry objects always allowed for group and group only, of course. That won't, they don't want get it, and that's why there are people that are not getting their. It's too specific for them, the taking off the pairing. It's, I know that it's hard on scripting, and that caused most of the issues with space because they don't have big lens boobs. That's the problem.
Well, she's saying go up in the air, do platforms.
Even doing go up, even doing go up, there's a limit, and they don't want to see it every 50 meters a platform. I understand that.
All right. So I'll write that down on the suggestion list. The reason why pairing was removed is because pairing can be wonky when you with range, and it's not perfected, and that's why it was
Mm,
removed.
I know.
Um, you have a neighbor that complained your platforms were ugly.
um,
Yes, the new crowns on the gotcha horses that have passed, those will qualify you for a vapor wave.
just so not would it be possible to do something like those links that you guys have for the dragons, for the peacocks? This is just a suggestion, of course. Something that people can use. I want this duck and that duck to be together, like the union crystals. Would that
I
be
wrote that
possible?
down. I wrote that down on the suggestion list.
I was trying to get across, will there be new vapor waves with the new crowns? Not
I
will the
will never tell you there will be new anything.
You- you're back to you never know.
That's right. You never know. um, somebody, who was it? Kat said Livy was going to come over and talk about racing. Did that happen? Maybe she's not here. Um. Oh, let me ask this person. Can you have more fields on lineage? It does help a lot. Um, we have been trying to kick around some ideas and come up with some ways that we can give you guys some more fields with lineage, or even kind of like the searches that we have on the web market. That is something that we're currently still working on. If there's a way that we can find to make that work and be smooth and be fast, That is absolutely something that we want to give to you guys. We know that's something that you guys want. Um, okay, hang on just a second. You don't have a monitor big enough. Lucella, are you here? Let me see. Uh, okay, I know that she does racing and she might have something she wanted to say, but she's not here. Yeah, I know that and TM and me have went back and forth and beat our heads against the wall and tried to come up with some ideas to make that work. If we can like I said, come up with an easy way to do that that's fast, we definitely want to give that to you guys.
The biggest drawback right now with the lineage and adding more traits to the main page is not necessarily the space on the page, because that's scrollable. We can make that scrollable. It's the sheer volume of data that your local web browser would have to hold and display. Not everybody's got massively powerful computers, and even 1,000 horses, for example, can crash a mid-range browser just just from the sheer data processing alone.
I crash my browser all the time looking up you guys bundles and horses, I'll tell you that much. Um, welcome. Lucella, we were talking about racing and I wanted to make sure you were included in the conversation. And it was, what are some ways or things that Amaretto could do to make racing better? And I know that you do racing. And by the way, guys, Darkover has a link to a whole bunch of sims that are just for horse riding.
And like Ava said, we are still investigating ways of improving the lineage.
Well, a couple different things happen with the lineage. One has to be real time, meaning it's adding your new bundles in a timely manner. Two, you've got all the search options that you need. And three, we need it to be fast when 300 people are doing it at one time. So it's not just a simple kind of, oh, just turn the box on and let us have it. So there's a lot that goes into it. We were talking about racing and ways we can improve on racing and things you would like to see in Amaretto racing. And I wanted to make sure you were included in the conversation because you're one of the few people I know that races Amaretto horses all the time. I think Lucella races every week still. Yeah, weekly races on Saturday. Why aren't you guys over there racing? Oh, that's why we don't let him out of the basement live.
It's a very comfy basement.
um, So yeah, I mean, and that goes into consideration with everything you guys tell me when you guys tell me you want something. We talk about it, we discuss it. Can we do it? Can we implement it? Can we implement it now? Will it do function? Do enough people want it? All those kind of things go into mind when we're discussing a new idea. And by the way, everybody here should know how to make a suggestion to Amaretto. Whether you put a note card in the suggestion box, file a ticket, send me a note card, jump in my IM. Um, because guys, we do want to give you what you want. Okay.
And I will add one last thing. We are working on it, Secret. Um, if you look at the marketplace, you can search every trait that's on the animal right now. But the marketplace is infinitely more limited than somebody who has like 70,000 bundles. that amount of data would crash even my computer.
Yeah, if everybody only had 100, it'd be no big deal. But
Oh yeah.
there's some of you guys that have tens of thousands.
But
Um,
we are working and experimenting on ways of adding more data because it's. And I hear chickens.
well, I heard someone turn the gun. It's Artemis. Did you have something you wanted to share? Artemis, your mic is on. All right. Well, people love trophies. By the way, we do pay pot, and the top 3 get the purse. Okay. All right. Awesome. Anybody have anything else they want to share? Thank you for coming, Mammy. And just before I let you guys go and give you some amazing news and surprises, I want to jump on my soapbox, just my little soapbox, and say, yeah, you definitely should add those, Lucella. Guys, I don't want to hear about anybody bullying anybody. Not for their breeding, not for their pricing, not for their avatar, not for how they talk, not for what they look like, not for. Do I have to keep going? Be kind to each other, guys. We're a team, we're a community, we're a family, and we need to treat each other as such. So, yeah, I can help you with that, Lucella. Now, are you guys ready for my big news? Okay. The number is 36. 36. That's a pretty high number. I'm going to say 36 people messaged me about the Onyx Dazzle horse. And we're going to do something that we've never done before. We are going to throw the Onyx Dazzle horse into the pot of dazzle horses that you can get by breeding together 2 dazzle eyes. That's something that we've never taken a qualified breeding and made it ongoing. But the dazzle horse is amazing, and I know you guys love it. So we will be at the end of the month. That will transition over to you could get an onyx dazzle by breeding dazzle eyes. Will you be able to see the difference between a normal and an onyx dazzle? At this moment, no. Is that something we want to do? Do we want to distinguish them? Yeah, parents definitely, because the monthly is going to have a gem crown onyx and a dazzle saddle in the parents. Sure, Sindel, go ahead.
Um, you guys may not like this, but there was something that we were talking about over at the auction at the beginning, towards the beginning of the month, that what if you kept the Onyx Dazzle going, but make it more like a mule, where the only way to get an Onyx Dazzle after the month of July would be to breed an actual Onyx Dazzle to like another Dazzle Eye. I mean the horse itself. So it'd be a little bit harder to get. I know some people are not going to like that, but it would make it more special. I mean a diamond eye and a diamond eye can get you an onyx dazzle. You know what I mean?
So maybe it should
Whereas
have to be one parent, maybe has to have an onyx dazzle eye, because that was not a dazzle eye before the dazzle horse.
that's true.
I definitely could see that. I think that it could be like, well, I don't know who just said it, but doing like the Onyx Eye, which is still kind of, I don't see the Onyx Eye very often.
Well, you're not going to see it because it's new. The onyx dazzle eye is new on the
Yeah,
onyx dazzle horse, right?
Yes.
So I'm just
and that's the other thing too, right? Maya just said it. They aren't easy to drop, anyways. And when you breed them together, you are never guaranteed to get a single type, right? So it would still be completely random.
Well, we're going to let Josie be the deciding factor on that. And I will post notice and let you guys know how you will continue to make a Dazzle horse. So, but I always give her the pressure. She's the bad guy. Um, but the exciting news is that you can still make more Onyx Dazzles, and whether we change the name a little bit or do something a little bit different so that you can tell the difference from the original to the monthly from the ongoing breeding, we'll see. And miniatures, you never know. You never know. Um, and guys, we'll just say that I will be announcing. I did not come prepared with a PFAL challenge in mind. However, I will be announcing a new PFAL challenge, and we will end the Java Kelly PFAL challenge. Not enough people said they had that, nor said they were ready to move on from the juicy fruit aura and chicken. No, juicy fruit is not over. Will we get more Ellies and peacocks? There will be more collector's edition PFALs, of course. I mean, we just got how many new ones with the what 7? How many new ones with the gotchas? So we just got a whole bunch of new ones, right? Yeah, 7, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there was 2 one-of-a-kind PFALs that just got sold who are going to be having hidden surprises in those too. So a lot of new content for the PFALs. Do the Haven and Charm chickens help the fervor or the happiness of the PFALs? Yes, it does. Will we get a Dazzle and Elemental and Confection PFALs? You never know. You may get something totally different that's not in any other animal, right? Yeah, I think there'll be Haven PFALs. Sanctuary PFALs, absolutely.
I'm sorry, I'm too tired to type. Please do the same which you have done for the albinos, for the elemental codes, dazzle codes, and so on. So if you breed 2 dazzle codes, you could get a super dazzle code, or if you breed 2 elemental codes together, you could get a super elemental code, or however you want to call it. That would make the existing special codes way more valuable.
Like we did with the albinos. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's definitely something that I can take to the team. Ghost aura. That'd be good for Halloween, right around the corner. Anything else? Anybody else? Anybody on the team have anything they want to share?
What would the chicken challenge be if you have one?
I don't know. I got to figure that out. But I will announce it with the PFAL challenge, as well as how we're going to move forward with the Onyx Dazzles.
I was going to ask about the Onyx Dazzle, but you just said. Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah. No, ducks have a breeding challenge. 2 rubber ducks can get you a sunlight harlequin. And there are elemental ducks, yes. All right. Well, guys, I really appreciate you guys coming. And I appreciate all you guys being loyal customers of Amaretto. Like I said, guys, we're a big family. We're a big community. We don't always get along. We can fight, but nobody else can mess with you guys, right? So thank you to Josie, TM, and Lex for being here today. And thank you guys for coming. We'll do our next community meeting at the last Tuesday of next month. Oh, by the way, I really want to do some fun game events. Is anybody interested in doing those? Would be interested in attending those? I've been buying Mad P games for like 2 years, going, oh, I need to do an Amaretto event with these. We've got some really cool stuff. So the ball one, hay ball. I remember hay ball. That was fun. All right. Thank you, Chantilly. All right. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys at the next one.